So, in your experience, so you've been a teacher, you've run one of the most recognisable private training establishments in New Zealand, and now you're the chair of one of the top-ranked private schools in New Zealand. So if you were to sort of boil down, sort of what are the characteristics that can really maximise a child's chance for success?
Well, I think we're living in a complex world, and the reason why myself and your parents set up these private training establishments was because there wasn't an option for a lot of Pacific children, and they weren't being successful at schools. So by virtue of the fact that they were being unsuccessful, there needed to be a new model. And so the PTS provided that new model, provided a whole lot of other opportunities for kids that might have slipped through the cracks. Now, if I transfer that to where we started like that, and then we got certificates, diplomas, and bachelor programs, because we decided to create these pathways that could go internationally as well. So, we expand based on what we think are the challenges at the time. Now, back then, it wasn't great to be a Pacific Islander in schools. Our results were terrible. So these alternative schools needed to happen. Just like when we have this new entity, this private school. It's an independent school, and it's in a mainly European area. It's one of the top 10 academic schools, Whitby Collegiate, in the country. But to be fair, we have a philosophy of changing again. We want a whole lot of kids to get access to that very good education. So part of that is not actually being exclusive, but trying to be inclusive. So it's actually the same model we had with the NZIS and the PTE sector. We're just opening up to a secondary system that has probably become a little bit, exclusive. They run what I would say is qualifications like Cambridge, IB, which are international qualifications from Europe coming back in. And what we value is, we quite value the New Zealand view of the world going out. And we actually don't want to be looking down on other people. We want to actually make sure they can get access to this high quality education. So if you're one of the top 10 academic schools in the country, we want more kids to get access to it, not less. So I think that's the change in dynamic. Now, that was a community that came and saw me in Queensland on my holiday. So 5 parents flew down to me and suggested that I might pick up Whitby Collegiate. Once I saw the school, saw the children and the parents, what we've got is the same with the Pacific parents. They value education, and that's all they want. They want a choice that matches their own kids' aspirations and their own view. It's a faith-based school, and we like the fact that it's faith-based. A lot of Pacific Islanders want their kids to have faith-based education, but it's increasingly becoming reduced amount of options. And then a lot of the schools are specifically a particular denomination, and so that limits it again. So we've said it's a faith-based school. We value care, and we're trying to be progressive, not looking back. Like, we picked it up from a school that was a 140-year-old school. We want to be a modern school, but still excellent. So I think it's the same challenges, but different communities.
Yeah. So what you're talking about on the one hand is you need the parents and communities to have high aspirations for their children, and at the same time we need the system to be more equitable and accessible and inclusive.
Exactly, because I think the reality is, okay, there's a whole range of schools out there, but if I was a parent, I'm going to pick the school that's going to best meet the requirements of my child, son or daughter. And that can be for a whole range of reasons, because we're not, as we learned in the PTE sector, one size doesn't fit all. Yeah. So you need a whole lot of choices, because some people will find our school great, and others will find the community school down the road great. But you need the choices for parents to make those decisions.